objective symptomology for many conditions, but mostly associated with the computers. I mean, let's face it, we're all living in a digital world these days, and we're all having an accommodative stress factor that's much higher than it was when I grew up. What I'm seeing in clinical practice when patients take Fortify Focus, not only do they seem to have less dry eye symptomology, but they definitely have less eye fatigue. Neck hurts, vision fluctuates, eyes feel sandy, gritty, burn, tear, itch. A lot of these symptoms decrease dramatically and some resolve completely. Hey, I'm Dr. Michael Lange. We want to age as gracefully as possible, don't we? So is there enough evidence out there that proves that certain specific nutrients, ingredients, or supplements can enhance our skin, our joints, our hair, our nails? And there's a lot of great science that's come out recently with marine collagen tripeptides, rice ceramides, hyaluronic acid, and there's a new supplement called Dermaval. Well, we've taken all four of those and we've combined it in a supplement called Rejuvenate. 3 delicious flavors, chocolate, cherry vanilla, pink lemonade, and then we have it unflavored for those of you that want to just put it in your coffee in the morning. It's worth a try. I endorse it, obviously, 100%. If you don't like it, we'll give you money back. It's as simple as that. So check it out at Fortify.com. I'm Dr. Michael Lange, board-certified optometric physician, certified nutritional specialist, and the founder of the Lange Eye Institute and Fortify Vitamins. I, along with the Fortify Performance team, developed something called Fortify Fit Pro. It can improve muscle synthesis, strength, and endurance. All three, a triple whammy, right? I gotta tell you, folks, it works. It is evidence-based on the latest clinical science, the latest studies.
The Doctor with Dr. Michael Lange. Sponsored by Lange Eye Institute and Fortify Vitamins. Dr. Lange is a board-certified optometric physician and certified nutrition specialist, helping people see and feel better through proper nutrition for 25 years. The Doctor is in. Call now with your questions at 877-969-8600. That's 877-969-8600. Here's your host, Dr. Michael Lange.
Lange Eye Institute and Fortify Vitamins. I've been hosting Ask the Doctor since April of 1993. Yep, that means it's the longest running live medical syndicated talk shows in the country. So time flies when you're having fun. But Dr. Susan Summerton has been co-hosting the show with me for, a long time now. So it's actually Ask the Doctors. So it's good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, just depending on what part of the globe you're actually watching or listening. So we are coast to coast on the Ask the Doctor radio network, and we're live video streaming over social media and on a large percentage of podcasts throughout the globe. So this is a live call-in show, so no matter how simple or complicated your questions are, we will try to answer to the best of our ability. And the live call-in number is 877-969-8600. That's 877-969-8600. So feel free to call and ask a question, and it can be regarding LASIK surgery, cataract surgery, dry eye, a natural approach to helping your macular degeneration, dry eye, or glaucoma. What drops are really good? Are drops better than laser? Is there some new procedures coming down the pike that may help your eyes? What can we do to lose weight and build muscle? Do you want to thrive or just survive? These are things that we do talk about in this program, so give us a call. Now I want to take this opportunity to welcome Dr. Susan Summerton, who's a board-certified optometric physician, certified nutritional specialist, fellowship and diplomat in the nutritional arena, and she's the asset at the Lange Eye Institute and Fortify Vitamins. Good morning, Dr. Summerton.
Good morning, Dr. Lange, and good morning to all our listeners out there. Wishing everybody a happy August. For August the 1st. That's that month of summer vacations for a lot of people and known as the dog days of heat. I know for a lot of us, it's been really warm out there, but that August is supposed to be the hot and humid. But we're going to talk what you said. We're going to try to make that all better for you to enjoy your life and live that healthy lifestyle no matter what the weather is out there. And I know we mentioned those biological processes of aging. There's 12 of them, and it used to be nine. There's 12 now. And we talk about things like the DNA damage, the shortening of the telomeres, the decline of that energy of your cells, chronic inflammation, changes in the gut microbiome. And the good news is we can do things that can help that. We talk about exercise, sleep, nutrition, maintaining that muscle mass, targeted nutrition supplementation, and all of these can positively influence many of these aging pathways. So we're excited for your calls and we're happy to answer any questions you may have.
Right. We got a great show. And so the question is the biggest question on everybody's mind in the health and longevity industry: can we slow down biological aging? Now, while we can't stop it, there is a growing body of evidence, like Dr. Summerton just mentioned, that suggests we may be able to slow down the pace at which our bodies age. And we're going to dive into that in just a few minutes. I do want to mention, put this on your calendar. We're sponsoring the annual Fit Fest in Tampa Bay at the Convention Center on August 18th through the 16th. So, not at the Convention Center, the fairgrounds. I'm sorry. So, come on out to the fairgrounds for the biggest fit festival. Fortify Vitamins will have a big booth there. The whole Fortify Vitamin team will be there. And that's the Tampa Bay Fairgrounds, August 15th through the 16th. Also, last week we started the Christmas in July special that we have running, and we were running it until July 31st. But a lot of you, especially the WRNO listeners in New Orleans, that shows an hour a day behind. I mean, a week behind us. There we go. I just got it out. It's a week behind us. So if they were listening to the show this morning, then it would have been stopped and they wouldn't be able to get the benefits. So we are extending it for a couple of more days. So until August 2nd. So I think that's what, tomorrow? Dr. Summerton, is August 2nd tomorrow?
It is. It's August 1st today, August 2nd tomorrow.
Oh, that is right. So we're extending Christmas in July until tomorrow at midnight. And there is some bundles on the bundle section. I mean, we've got about 10 different bundles where we're bundling some of our greatest supplements all together and some amazing deals. So take advantage of that. Christmas in July, go to fortify.com. That's Fortifeye. Fortifeye, fortify.com. And we do have Charlene. I don't know if Taylor's there, but I know Charlene is at the Fortify Nutrition Center headquarters in Ocala right now. And I know Tammy is going to be, believe it or not, at the Fortify Nutrition Center in Clearwater today. And I will be there today. So today's August 1st. I will be at the Fortify Nutrition Center today from 1 to 3. So come on out in Clearwater from 1 to 3 today. I will be there. But Christmas in July, go to the bundle section at fortify.com, reap some of the savings. And I do want to mention something for all you men out there. Please do not forget your wife's birthday or anniversary, because you will be in the doghouse. Now, I didn't really forget my wife's birthday. It's just that, and I actually told her happy birthday a couple of days early, because I never know what day it is or even what month it is. It's crazy when you're working, 17, 18 hours a day. So I just want to wish my wife a happy belated birthday. I did wish her birthday around 4 o'clock yesterday, but what is that? An afterthought? So you're in the doghouse for quite some time. So my wife, Tammy, love you very much. Sorry for that. I promise it will never happen again. And I've said that many times. So let me ask you this, Susan. Does Chris ever get in the doghouse?
As a husband, that does tend to happen. So, yes, I would say he does get in the doghouse sometimes, and he's probably listening and agreeing at the same time. But happy birthday to Tammy. And she works so hard. She's the backbone here at the Lange Institute and even Fortify. She is one of the hardest women I know. And she is the biggest asset, I think. And she does such a great job for everyone. And she's got a lot going on in her life. So we would just wish her the best birthday. And, I was kind of thinking, what you could do. And the word Tammy means palm or date palm. So maybe you could do something romantic, like take her on a bike ride and you guys can have like a picnic under a palm tree or something. That might be a nice makeup idea.
That's a great idea. So, men, tell your wife happy birthday today. Just tell her 18 times today, just in case you do forget later down the road. All right. We're going to open up the phone lines. If you have a question, give us a call, 877 969 8600. 877 969 8600. I do want to welcome the Orlando crowd there. We're on a few AM and FM talk radio stations in Orlando through Salem Media, which, by the way, is a great company that we, syndicate the show through. And I want to do a shout out to AJ, who runs the board and does everything here. He's amazing. And of course, Joe also. All the guys at Salem, thank you for all you do. I've hosted this show on a lot of stations all over the South. And I got to tell you, Salem seems like home to me. So one more time, I'm going to give you the phone lines that we're going to take calls. 877-969-8600. That's 877-969-8600. You can learn more about what we have to offer at the Fortify website. Go to fortify.com. Our motto is right science, right ingredients, right for you. We're a fully transparent nutrition company. We tell you exactly what is in our supplements. All of our supplements are evidence-based, and we're constantly trying to evolve our nutrients, our supplements, to make them better and better and better. As a matter of fact, our Fortify Next Gen Macular Defense, we have changed 17 times in the last 20 years. We're constantly evolving these supplements. All right. If you'd like to see us at the Lange Eye Institute in the Villages, Florida, you can see Dr. Summerton, Dr. Lori Caputi, Dr. Christine Gillikin, or myself, Dr. Michael Lang, at the Lange Eye Institute. It is right there on County Road 101 and 466, across from the old high school, next door to CVS, and across from Publix. I'm going to give you the phone number for the Lange Eye Institute. It is 352-753-4014. That's 352-753-4014. And one more time, I'm going to give you the phone number for the first time today for Fortify Vitamins. And Charlene is answering the phones at the Lang Nutrition Center, Fortify Vitamins in Ocala, which is right on State Road 200. We are open until 3 o'clock there. So my old Lang Eye Care building, two-story building right on State Road 200. It says My Eye Doctor on the front of the building. I do lease space to them downstairs. But upstairs is the Lang Nutrition Center. We are probably going to move the Lang Nutrition Center to the new Lang Eye Institute and Fortify headquarters, which is over on 27th Avenue and Magnolia. It's the old Coca-Cola bottling plant built in 1937. We'll be moving there next year. But the phone number for Fortify Vitamins is 866-503-9746. That's 866-503-9746. So, Dr. Summerton, we have seen some recent evidence about vitamin C. We talk about things to do to help people in the gym. That's why we developed Fortify Fit Pro and the Fortify Creapure Creatine MyHMB, to try to give people a nutritional edge. Obviously, working out is very important, but if you're in the gym quite a bit, it does put damage to the muscle, and we want to be able to decrease oxidative stress and oxidative damage to the muscle. And now there's some evidence that vitamin C supplementation after exercise may be beneficial.
Right. And that's something there was rumor before about it not helping, but they did complete a study that actually says it lowers that cortisol level after working out. Stress, that's cortisol. When you work out, it does put stress on your body. And when that happens, you make more cortisol. and that can cause damage to your cells, that oxidative stress. Well, we know vitamin C is an antioxidant. And so simply by adding that extra vitamin C, and vitamin C is one of those kind of safe vitamins to take, it's water soluble. And so it's an easy and also really within budget. Vitamin C is one of the low cost vitamins too. And it's something that if you take it after 30 minutes of exercise, that it really helps prevent that what we call lipid peroxidation and the muscle damage. And you're going to get that great benefit for a small amount of cost.
Yep. So take your vitamin C, eat your oranges, eat your kiwis. Of course, vitamin C can absorb very quickly. We developed the only vitamin C that has time release beadlets and has 2 to 3 studies showing that's an 8 hour blood absorption. So it's continuously absorbed over 8 hours. You just don't, poop it or pee it out. So it's called Next Gen Vitamin C, and it's very inexpensive. So, like Dr. Summerton mentioned, supplemented vitamin C after working out decreases lipid peroxidation. So that's less oxidative stress, less oxidative damage to the muscles. It lowers something called CK. It's, creatine kinase or creatine kinase, and that's less muscle damage. And the big one was cortisol. And a lot of you hear about cortisol. We've talked about it every now and then. If your cortisol is chronically elevated, it increases muscle protein breakdown, belly fat. A lot of you men out there, little belly fat, insulin resistance may be related to your cortisol levels being chronically elevated, decreased sleep, elevated blood pressure, decreased testosterone. So basically, it increases biological aging. And that's what we're talking about here. How do we slow down biological aging? So all of you that are working out a lot, maybe take that vitamin C. Go to fortify.com and look at our new time release vitamin C as well. And we're going to talk more about vitamins in a minute with Dr. Summerton about multivitamins. Are they good or are they bad? But let's go to the phones. Let's see. Our good friend Steve in Clearwater has been waiting patiently.
Yes. What day did you say Tammy's birthday was?
Yesterday.
Yesterday. Well,
thanks for
mine's
reminding me.
today. Mine's today.
Happy birthday,
It's-
Steve.
Happy birthday,
Yes.
Steve.
So if she was born late in the day and I was born early in the day, it could still be in the same 24-hour period. So, but what that means, I don't know, but that's interesting. One thing I remember, you're talking about the vitamin C in the muscles. I think I remember a study, and this was about 4 years ago, where they found out that dogs and cats, if they would put them into, they'd force them to run for a while, they produce their own vitamin C. And the enzymes to produce more vitamin C would go up immediately after they exercise, which means that they produced more vitamin C after exercise. So you might be onto something on that. Animals that produce their own produce more after they've exercised than they normally do.
Hey, Steve, let me ask you a question. What about guinea pigs and vitamin C?
Well, there's a 4-step process by taking glucose from glucose to vitamin C. And there's only a very few animals that can't make their own vitamin C. I think the bat, the guinea pig, and humans. In fact, we talk about guinea pigs and we always say, use it as a phrase of experimentation. Well, he was a guinea pig for this test, it's a guinea pig. The reason guinea pigs were so popular for human tests for drugs is because their results correlated with human results, but they never knew why, really. They correlated much better than rats or mice or anything else. And it was the very fact that they have the same lack of vitamin C as we do, which means that many of the drug tests were much more correlated human to guinea pig than from human to rat or human to other models. So yeah, guinea pigs. Why it's interesting. I think it's interesting to note also that animals that don't produce their own vitamin C tend to be animals. These 3 animals: the bat, the guinea pig, and the human, which produce more uric acid, which is a much more powerful antioxidant and vitamin C. Uric acid is a very good thing. We think of it as a bad thing, but it's actually a much more efficient antioxidant than vitamin C. So it might be that since we have that tendency to produce more uric acid, we don't need to produce vitamin C, so it evolutionarily dropped out.
Steve, I got to take a serious note here. I got to thank some guinea pigs that I raised as a child for my success. Because when I was a little kid, I had two guinea pigs, Mr. and Missy, Mr. and Missy. And one was a long-haired Pekingese, and the other was a short-haired blonde, and good-looking guinea pigs. And they used to mate like it was going out of style, and they had so many babies. I used to sell the babies to the local, pet store. And it got to the point I had so many guinea pigs outside that my mom and dad shut down my operation. But that was when I was, I don't know, about 9 years of age. And that started my entrepreneurial spirit there, because that was better than the 75 cents a week I got on my allowance. And, heck, when I was 8, 9 years old, they had things I wanted to buy.
Yeah, you bet. Well, I think that's very interesting that you started that way. You should have some guinea pigs running around the new eye center, just as a, just let them run around free. And one more thing, did that lady? I actually talked to Tammy about this, but she said she couldn't talk to me about it. Okay, there's a lady that called last week, and she talked to you, and she was a little distressed about her eye problems. And I was hoping that you don't have to tell me if she did or not, but I'm hoping that she called and made an appointment with you.
It's a good question. I'm not sure if she did, but if she's listening, it's time to call and set up an appointment.
Yeah, and do you have the log of the phone numbers of the people who call?
Well, maybe Salem Media does, but I sure don't.
Yeah, well, that would be cool, because you could call her and say, "Why didn't you get your ass in here?"
Such vulgar over the phone,
I really
Steve.
felt bad for her. She was very distressed at her eye problems.
She was.
So you can go propagate some business.
Hey, Steve, thanks for the phone call, and happy birthday, my friend. You don't look a day over 40 through the radio waves.
Oh, well, don't look at my teeth. Then you'll withdraw your compliment.
All right. You take care, buddy.
Happy birthday, Steve. And guinea pigs' teeth never stop growing. That's why they have to chew on things, is to shorten their teeth.
Huh. I used to have a girlfriend look kind of like a guinea pig.
Dr. Lange, have you ever ate guinea pig?
What's that?
Have you ever ate guinea pig?
Ate a guinea pig?
Yeah.
No, but I did have squab, and I heard it was pigeon, and I spit it out. I never ate a guinea pig.
I did when I went to Peru. That's a big item to eat. It's a very special item to eat in Peru. And they do keep guinea pigs in their kitchen, and it's the cuy. And even on the side of the street, you'll see people selling guinea pigs on a stick. Like, we sell chicken legs, they sell the guinea pig.
I wonder if they sell gerbils. That'd be a tiny little treat, wouldn't it? So let's talk about something, kind of a nutritional hack. Steve brought it up, talking about teeth. I bet people don't realize this. It's a good idea not to use any mouthwash frequently through the day, especially, an hour or two before or after eating. So you might not want to use the mouthwash unless it's a new date, and you don't want to have bad breath. So, and why is this? Well, that mouthwash kills off bacteria in your mouth that converts dietary nitrates to nitrites and causes vasodilation of the blood vessels in your body. And there's some studies, they did it actually with dental students, and they found out if they did mouthwash before eating, that their blood pressure actually went up. And so I think this is an ideal time to mention this, because, we're talking about slowing down biological aging. Maybe dump the mouthwash. But, I use mouthwash every now and then, but it's usually a few hours after eating, so I don't have bad breath with my patients. What do you think, Susan?
I agree. We talk about the microbiome. We concentrate kind of on our belly, but it's everywhere. It's on our skin, it's in our mouth, and there's good and there's bad bacteria. So the mouthwash doesn't differentiate between the bad and the good. And so maybe that's an upcoming future discovery. But for right now, when you are using that mouthwash, you are killing bacteria, but you're also killing the beneficial bacteria. And so that's why you can get that bad side effect of that temporary rise in blood pressure from killing those good bacteria.
And since we're talking about some nutritional hacks right now, I chimed in on social media on a bodybuilding post. Some of these big bodybuilders are chiming in about making protein shakes. And one guy was talking about how he takes a banana and a blueberries, not a blueberry, a banana and blueberries, and combines them in his whey protein shake, blends them together, and it's great for pre-workout. And it does give you some energy. And banana has potassium and some good sugars to give you some energy. And post recovery, it's good, But I'm going to tell you, it's not a good mixture. But having some fruit post recovery is good because it helps replenish muscle glycogen, which is important. So, all of you that are on these low carb diets and these ketogenic diets and these carnivore diets, if you want to thrive and not just survive, have some carbs right after you work out. So, if you're in a ketogenic diet or carnivore diet all day long, maybe that's fine. But right after you work out, take your whey protein, your vegan protein, your carnivore protein, whatever it is, and then add banana and pineapple and maybe some honey. And I like pineapple because it has, some enzymes in it that help break down proteolytic enzymes and bromelain to break down the protein and make it absorb better. But you never use any fruit that when you cut it, it turns dark. So think about that. A banana, an apple, or a pear, that has something called polyphenol oxidase in it, and that blocks the absorption of flavonoids. Flavonoids are in the berries. So flavonoids are very good for you. So you don't want to eat a banana, apple, or pear with any berry. So you can have berries by themselves. You can have berries with pineapple. You can have banana, but don't have it with berries, right? Banana and pineapple would be good.
Even avocado is one of those that turns brown too. And the foods like you protein powder is great with berries. Your chia seeds, flax seeds, those are good. Your milk, your almond milk, the Greek yogurt, those are good. Those will all make it that creamier flavor. I even like adding zucchini into it. I feel that makes it, if you want that texture of when you add the banana to it, add that zucchini and you'll find it very similar and you're going to get that maximum benefit.
Yes, indeed. And she makes a great ice cream where she puts that zucchini in it, don't you?
I love that protein ice cream. Cottage cheese, Greek yogurt, some berries, and your favorite protein powder. I like putting the vanilla whey protein powder in it, and it's great.
So speaking about vanilla whey protein, there's a massive shortage in whey protein, and if there's any available, it's gone way up. So you'll see everybody's raising their prices on whey protein. Fortify Vitamins has not. Our Fortify Super Protein is grass-fed, non-denatured whey protein from New Zealand, and it's in vanilla and chocolate. And our Fortify grass-fed whey protein isolate comes from American cows. It's non-denatured, grass-fed, and it's unflavored, and it only has one ingredient, just grass-fed whey protein isolate, so nothing else. So we're coming out with a new super protein, and it will be out probably, it might be in today, but if not today, Monday or Tuesday, and it's New Zealand grass-fed, and it's a new vanilla flavor with a new form of riboside M. So that could be a form of stevia, but a much more expensive form of stevia that doesn't have any aftertaste, and it's natural. So this vanilla whey protein is going to taste like a vanilla milkshake. Our current vanilla tastes very good. It really does. So the vanilla super protein is good, but the new one, it actually blows it away. And we're learning more about flavoring and flavoring systems that are all natural as we age at Fortify Vitamins. And we try to make the best for you, but something that tastes delicious as well. So Fortify Super Protein, the new vanilla flavor will be out early next week. Also, we're enhancing the new chocolate, and that's still a few months down the road, but we'll have a new chocolate flavor as well. And then talking about proteins, we're going to have to let Dr. Summerton try it on Monday or Tuesday. The staff had tried it. We created one of the first vegan proteins that does not come from China. It's called Fortify Vegan Protein, Fortify Vegan Super Protein. And it comes in chocolate, vanilla, and salted caramel mocha. And you can taste them. They're delicious. The only drawback, it does have barley in it. And for those of you that have celiac disease or are gluten-free, you're not going to eat it. So I wanted to have something that is gluten-free. So we've been working on that ever since, and we've come out with one, and it's absolutely delicious. The vanilla and chocolate flavor are amazing. And what we've taken the organic pea protein, all right? It comes out of Canada. And then we've taken canola protein and fava bean protein. And we're using these three because it has a PDCAAS score of 1. That means a perfect protein score. It's delicious. It's creamy. It's not grainy. It's not chalky. And it's gluten free. So, Dr. Summerton, I know you're on a big kick trying to be gluten free. This is something you will be able to consume all day long.
I am very excited to try it because I do watch the gluten, especially if you have an autoimmune disease out there. That's something you should look into is eliminating your gluten and seeing how it affects your antibody levels and how you feel from your autoimmune disease. And I actually have 3 out of the 4 genes for celiac, so I have to be very careful about it.
Yep. So all of you that have celiac or gluten sensitive, this is still going to be a few more months away. We're in the final testing. We've tested it all. We've done all the lab work. Now we're just fine tuning it. The vanilla is perfect. We went ahead and said start manufacturing. The chocolate wasn't chocolatey enough. So we'll have a new chocolate flavor probably Tuesday or Wednesday of this next week. And then we'll go to manufacturing. It probably takes 6 to 8 weeks to have it made. So we're going to have an all new vegan protein, not sourced from China. By the way, Consumer Reports did a study not too long ago, and the top 3 huge vegan protein manufacturers all failed because they had high amounts of heavy metals and other contaminants that you don't want to put in your body. And these are some big name companies. I'm not going to mention their names, but they're all getting them out of China. So that tells you something, right? So none of this will be coming out of China, and we should have them very soon. All right, you're listening to Ask the Doctors. Give us a call, 877-969-8600. This is the first day of August, 2026. 877-969-8600. So if you're taking a protein, the most bioavailable, best type of protein for fast acting is whey protein. Now, a lot of you are never going to touch dairy, so that's where the vegan protein comes into play. But all whey protein is not created equal. And what we always tell people, if they're getting a whey protein, make sure it says three things on the label. So make sure it says grass-fed. That means it's not fed these omega-6 pro-inflammatory grains. So the omega-3 content is going to be higher. That's anti-inflammatory. Make sure it says non-denatured. That means it hasn't been heated and destroyed or acid washed on the whey protein isolate. So we only heat ours up to 72 degrees for 15 seconds, and that's called cold filtration or cold pasteurization. And it doesn't denature and destroy the delicate peptides and amino acid structures, the covalent bonded cysteine, the lactoferrin, the CLA, and the immunoglobulins. So it's actually very good for you. If you want to take a whey protein, not only for the protein, but also for building immunity, go with the whey protein concentrate. That's what we put in our fit meal, our Fortify fit meal replacement. If you want it strictly for protein and for building muscle, then the whey protein isolate. The fat has been removed in the isolate. So some people, it's a little bit less harsh to their gut because some people that have problems with dairy, even the concentrate causes them to have some gastric issues, but the isolate does not. But both of our whey proteins have the same amount of protein, so either one of them is good for muscle building. But remember, whey protein concentrate, better for immunity than the whey protein isolate. And whey protein does a few things. It increases muscle synthesis strength, aids in fat loss, increases testosterone, increases glutathione, increases your immune function, and therefore it also can help general health by lowering blood pressure and cholesterol and triglycerides and increasing your vascular function. So a good whey protein, but it's kind of like vegan proteins. It's hard to find over the counter a good whey protein that follows those 3 characteristics: grass-fed, non-denatured, and where the cows come from. We do all that for you at Fortify Vitamins. And, you know, Dr. Summerton, you do whey protein and vegan protein. You kind of alternate it, don't you?
I do, and that's something I think our listeners should know. This isn't just something we recommend. This is something we incorporate into our own lifestyles because we want to be healthier and we want to have slow down our biological aging too. And so we actually use these products. And not only us, I know my family does. We just resupplied my mom her whey protein yesterday. I'm going up to see my son today. I'm taking some fish oil and some vitamin C. So these are things that we talk about, but we actually believe in them and we see the own benefits within ourselves and our family too.
Yep. So we do practice what we preach. And we are the guinea pigs talking about guinea pigs. We always try all this before bringing it out to the public. I mean, we have about 30 people, friends, family, employees that are able to sample and try all this before it comes to market. Remember, the Christmas in July bundle deal is still going on until tomorrow. So take advantage of this. Go to fortify.com, go to the bundle section. You'll see a bunch of really cool bundles where we put things together, where you're saving dramatic amounts of money and getting some supplements that work quite well. Christmas in July is going to be over tomorrow. I think tomorrow at midnight, but you may want to take advantage of doing it today and tomorrow. Also, remember the Ultimate Fit Bundle will not go away. That's not just the Christmas in July. The Ultimate Fit Bundle, we've taken Fortify Fit Pro, which is your pre-workout, post-workout, Fortify Fit Bites, which, by the way, I'm holding up right now. The Fortify Fit Bites are one of the first chocolate gummies that curb your appetite, acting kind of like a GLP-1 receptor agonist. And then the Fortify Fit Meal, which is a complete meal replacement. So you get all three of those if you're wanting to build muscle and lose weight, the Ultimate Fit Bundle.
You know what, Dr. Lang, if you don't mind, I want to jump in real fast. Is that all right?
Absolutely. That's AJ, the main man behind the scenes.
I
Hi,
came
Jay.
today and, I was just groggy and kind of dragging. I skipped breakfast, so I was famished and starving. And you tossed me a couple fit bites, and those things were actually delicious. And then within about 30 minutes of taking it, I honestly it curbed my appetite. I'm not hungry anymore. My brain feels like it cleared up a little bit. Like I'm not as foggy as I was before. So those fit bites actually are legit.
As a matter of fact, I'm opening one now since I'm biting at the bit now.
And
I got a
they were tasting good
Pavlovian
too, on top
response
of that.
going on. So I'm opening one package right now, and I'm going to show people. These are the chocolate gummy Fit Bites. They're small. It's a little gummy, chocolate gummy, and this is the chocolate raspberry. So I'm putting it in my mouth right now. Wow. On the air, live testing. And this will curb my appetite. When we get finished the show, I won't want to go home and have a brunch, because usually I have a brunch with my mother. She's sleeping right now. She's 98, Betty. So I get up and make her brunch, and I won't eat any, because it's easy to gain weight. All of you men and women out there, especially as you get older, if you don't exercise meticulously and really watch your diet, you gain weight and it hangs out in your belly. My wife and I are always saying this. We got down to our ideal body weight. We took like 3 weeks off a year or two ago. We literally exercised 3 to 4 hours a day. We went on 2-hour bike rides. We hit the gym, and we lost a lot of weight. We got down to our ideal body weight. And now Tammy's always saying, well, for heaven's sakes, if I don't exercise 4 or 5 hours a day, I gain weight. So this helps. The Fortify Fit Bites helps curb your appetite. Because remember, if you don't eat a lot of food, you won't gain weight. A lot of people out there that weigh 400 or 500 pounds, don't tell me you have a metabolic issue. You ate a little bit too much food. So this will help curb that appetite so you don't constantly eat. Now, where I really utilize it is at nighttime, because I eat really good breakfast, I eat good lunch, and I usually eat a great supper. But I'm notorious for when, Mackenzie's in town or the kids are at the house and they're breaking out the chocolate ice cream for Betty, my mother. At 98, I let her eat anything. And they're having potato chips and, popcorn. And sometimes my willpower gets the best of me and I eat too much of it. And I get on the scale in the morning and I suffer because of that. So the Fit Bites, I pop a couple of those, 2 hours after supper. I have no desire to eat anything that's unhealthy for me. So curbing appetite, Dr. Summerton, is probably a good thing. And if we can do it naturally instead of using drugs, that's even a better thing.
It is, and we know most people do struggle with that. There's so many temptations out there, and these foods are created to make us crave them. And so we need to do all we can to try to limit that. And especially, I'm the same way late at night, and that's the worst time when we want to snack is right before bed. We want to go to bed on an empty stomach, not a full stomach, and we don't want our stomach to be trying to digest all that food and sugar while we're sleeping. And so the Fit Bites allow you to decide when you struggle what time of day and just two, right? Two per day.
Right.
And you can use it whenever is benefit to you.
So yeah, take it in between meals or take it, when you want to curb your appetite. You can have two. Two work better than one. And you can have them a couple of times a day. It's not going to hurt you. So let's talk more about this anti-aging, slowing down biological aging. There's a recent study, and Dr. Summerton brought this to me, and I read over it. It's pretty impressive, talking about a daily multivitamin to slow down biological aging. It's a 2-year study. It's in the Nature Medicine journal. It's called the Cosmos trial. And there was a lot of people in this study. And the good thing, it was older adults. And it was pretty interesting, the results of this study, wasn't it?
It was, and it was about 1,000 adults, average age about 70, and they put them on a multivitamin. They also compared it to a placebo, and they compared it to a cocoa extract. And they now have these measures, these epigenetic clocks that they can do to see and test these products. And these clocks actually showed that the people that were actually biologically aging faster at the start of the study experienced the greatest benefit from taking just a multivitamin. That's the only thing they did. And they were able to measure it on these clocks. And they also found that that multivitamin was associated with better memory and cognition. It slowed down that cognitive decline. And so the fact that they studied in the older adults, and a lot of older adults don't eat as much, but then you're missing all those concentrated nutrients. And so it's actually more important to supplement because you're not eating as much and not getting those fruits and vegetables in the quantity that your body needs. So those cells need those. And so that's where just simply adding that multivitamin slowed down that biological aging. And it was about 2 to 3 months for every 12 months. And that does make a significant difference, especially later in life.
That is huge. So, obviously, we got to eat, our organic fruits and vegetables, but most of us are not. And so, in this study, I would venture to say a lot of these people were, probably compromised on the amount of fruits and vegetables. So, I always talk about a good multivitamin kind of as an insurance policy, but I don't love the multivitamins you can buy over the counter. And so, what did we do at Fortify years ago? And we've changed this formula 17 times as well. It's basically our next gen Fortify Macula Defense multivitamin eye vitamin with a different label on it, targeting, the younger people without macular degeneration. It's called Fortify Complete Next Gen Nutrition. And so Fortify Complete is your multivitamin and eye vitamin, no beta carotene, because remember, beta carotene blocks the carotenoids that are good for your brain and your retina, like lutein, zeaxanthin, mesozeaxanthin, and astaxanthin. And most multivitamins have beta carotene in it. So check it out. Remember, multivitamin study does show it can slow down biological aging by 3 months out of 12 months. That's a pretty good percentage. So start taking a good multivitamin, or certainly look at fortify.com and look at Fortify Complete. And I think you'll, be pretty happy. We're going to talk more about cycling. We're going to talk about resistance exercise and walking in just a second. But we want to slow down biological aging. And one way is to slow down the shrinkage rate of the end cap of the chromosome called the telomere. Okay. And there are some studies out there that showed that, and there was a big study, 5,000 adults out there, that strength training was associated with reduced biological aging, and it slowed down the shrinkage rate of the end cap of the chromosome called the telomere. It also reduced the risk of cardiovascular disease by 30%, and that was in women, that study. So strength training is very important. But what else can we do to slow down chromosomal aging? The things we talk about and preach on this show all the time. Healthy body weight. So get down to your ideal body weight is number one. Resistance training, at least, my opinion, 90 minutes a week or more. Aerobic activity. Sleep 7 to 8 hours a day at night. I don't get that. Obviously, no smoking, manage your stress, eat adequate protein. And I like to do 80% of your body weight, or if you're really working out a lot, 1 gram per body weight. Take a good omega-3. And why do we say omega-3? Because there's some foods that can slow down the shrinkage rate of the end cap of the chromosome called the telomere. And that's wild salmon, sardines, mackerel, and herring. So omega-3 does the same thing, but get a good re-estified triglyceride form. Of course, I push Fortify Super Omega or Fortify Super Omega Max. Mushrooms, due to the beta glucans, can do that. Dark chocolate, berries, organic berries, cruciferous vegetables, things like especially broccoli sprouts, broccoli, cauliflower, cabbage, Brussels sprouts. Those are very good. And some specific nuts, walnuts, pistachios, macadamia nuts, and pumpkin seeds. We like pistachios because they're very high in lutein, which is great for your retina. Avocados are good. And Dr. Summerton talked about avocados. Just don't eat them with your berries. And then dark green leafy vegetables. So things like especially organic baby leaf kale. I mean, this sounds sort of like the Lange survival diet and like the diet that we preach to all of our patients in the office, doesn't it?
It does. And all those things you listed reminds us there isn't a shortcut, there isn't a magic pill. There is a lot of effort you do have to put into it, and you have to find what works for you. But getting the basics of good nutrition, good sleep, exercise, lowering stress, being around supportive family and friends, that all makes a difference. And even like you said, we have studies that say specific things, but it's combining all those together. And I want to go back to that study that you talked about with the strength training and the telomeres. Basically, if you have longer telomeres, that's less biological aging. And the study was 90 minutes per week, and that was about 3.9 years of less biological aging on average. And why? Because it improves those mitochondria. Those mitochondria give you more efficient energy production, less oxidative stress that we talked about, and helps repair your cells better. It also lowers inflammation. We're always trying to lower inflammation. The more inflammation you have, that accelerates your aging. So we want to try to lower that in any way we can. And we want to preserve that muscle mass. Muscle is one of the strongest predictors of healthy aging. With aging, we get that sarcopenia. That's where you're more likely to fall, lose that independence. So we want to keep that muscle strength and help keep that balance. And then also, the more muscle, the better insulin sensitivity you had. So then you're going to get better glucose control, and that reduces that metabolic stress on your cells as well.
Absolutely. I agree with all of this. And the phone lines are open. I'm sorry we had a couple of people on hold and something happened technologically. We lost you, but that's okay. Give us a call back at 877-969-8600. We're going to take those calls, 877-969-8600. Remember, check everything out at fortify.com, Fortifeye, fortify.com. Remember, I will be at the Fortify Nutrition Center in Clearwater today. This is August 1st. I'll be there from 1 until 3. And the Lange Nutrition Center is open. Fortify Vitamins is taking phone calls right now to take your orders. The phone number for Fortify Vitamins is 866-503-9746. 866-503-9746. I do want to mention some studies out there, and we've talked about this before, but since we're talking about slowing down biological aging, some other studies recently in Nature Medicine, a 14-year study showed that if you get 7,500 steps, it's linked to a 54% decrease in cognitive decline, 7,500 steps. And if you bump that up just a little bit to 8,700 steps, 60% reduction in all causes of mortality or early death. So 8,700 steps. So the magic number of steps is between 7,500 and 8,700. Then if we still want to reduce mortality, a maximum risk reduction of 27% by exercising for just 60 minutes a week. 60 minutes a week. It also protects you against dementia. So this just shows you how good steps are. Get out and do your steps, do your resistance training. And then lastly, cycling. A lot of you that have knee trouble, cycling is a great way. Cycling has some amazing exercise. So you can be a traditional cyclist or you can do an e-bike. And Dr. Summerton and I discussed this not too long ago. 30 minutes, 3 times a week. And the studies show that the e-bike group increased their processing speed, had faster reaction time, and better gains in mental health scores, and boosted their overall psychological well-being if you did an e-bike. But it had to be an e-bike that you could pedal, not the one with the throttle. So it was electric assist. You had to pedal. Now, that's pretty interesting study talking about e-bikes, isn't it, Dr. Summerton?
It is, and it's about finding which activity you enjoy that you're actually going to commit to. So if you like walking, if you like bike riding, strength training, just incorporate it into your lifestyle and what works best for you. There's in the internet talk about Nona, the traditional grandmother style. You move your body in a natural way. You eat those fresh foods. You stay close to your community. You go outside and you don't rush your meals and you just enjoy, make the most of your life.
Right. And the music is on, and you better tell everybody goodbye, Dr. Summerton, because we don't have much time.
Happy birthday to Tammy and Steve, and wishing everybody a joyful day.
Yes, I agree. And happy birthday again. Happy belated birthday, Tammy. I do apologize, and I'll see you in a few hours. I want to thank everybody for tuning in and listening to Ask the Doctor. I'm Dr. Michael Lang. Remember, if you're not happy with the eye care that you're getting, get a second opinion. We're open for second opinions at the Lang Eye Institute in the Villages, Florida. Once again, I'm Dr. Michael Lang, helping keep America fit and healthy. With that, I'm out of here. God bless you, and God bless America.